YT, it's 90302, and I wanted to come to you and ask you a question. Are you a Wet n Wild fan? Are you one of those people who possibly missed out on the iHeart Matte palette, which was an amazing palette that, of course, Wet n Wild discontinued, like the Vanity and the Greed and the Lust palettes? Well, if you are one of those people and you love Wet n Wild, then I wanted to bring to you a full-on review of the new Wet n Wild Where's the Party At? And it consists of 3 limited edition palettes. And if you look closely, you guys will see this one, and it looks exactly, matter of fact, it is not looks exactly, it is exactly a repromote of the iHeart Matte palette. So if you want to see this review, please stay tuned. Alright, okay guys, Wet n Wild has released 3 limited edition 8-pan palettes. I have not seen them yet in the local stores like your Walgreens, Rite Aids, CVS's, or Kmart's, or any other store that carries the Wet n Wild brand. I had been on the blog site Nouveau Cheap, and she had a little comment about the palettes, and she's a Wet n Wild ambassador, and they hadn't gotten any updates in a while, and so she kind of got the information secondhand. But someone had spotted them in a store called Harmon's. Now, if you live in the New York area, particularly Yonkers, if you live in North Jersey, Connecticut, Ohio, and Florida, those are the places that have the store called Harmon's. And inside of Harmon's, you can find this display. There also are a few Bed Bath & Beyonds that have a mini little Harmon's kind of thing going on inside of them. And in the state of Maryland, there are 2 places, Fredericksburg and Rockville, Maryland, and neither one of those Bed Bath & Beyonds had it. So I reached out to my godchildren's mother, and I want to thank her. Angelique, if you're watching, thank you very, very much. I got on the phone and I started from the top of Jersey, and I started calling, and I found the store that actually had them. And I want to thank Mr. Rich, because he was willing to pack them up and ship them to a store closer to her, because the store was too far away from her for her to just kind of go and drive and go get them. But they are in the Jersey area, and where in Connecticut, I'm not sure, Ohio and Florida and so on. But if you look up the Harmon's beauty stores, they're called Harmon's Discounts, you should be able to pull up the directory and probably try and call one of those places. So if you have friends that live in any of those areas, I would reach out to them. But before you reach out, let me show you this review and tell you my opinion, and whether you may already have some of the colors, and did Wet n Wild pull a fast one on us? They're calling it limited edition, but a lot of these shades are kind of very similar. Alright, so once again, this is what the display will look like. And there are the 3 new palettes. So I'm going to take them out. I have a full display, but the other ones have been shipped off to their owners already, or will be going out in the morning. Alright, so here are the 3 palettes right here. This very first one that looks like the iHeart Matte is number 33918, and it is called Drinking a Glass of Shine, and it looks like that. And I am going to put it side by side with the iHeart Matte, and there they go. And as you can see, they are literally exactly the same. So if you missed out on iHeart Matte, when these things do show up in your local stores, definitely stock up on this. So the colors are exactly the same, and I have swatched them for you. So here on this top row is the original iHeart Matte, and on the bottom is the new one. And as you can see, each color is exactly the same. So Wet n Wild calling it limited edition. It's not limited edition. They just changed the name on that one. Alright, so pretty much that's mostly what I can tell you about this one. Everything pretty much looks exactly the same. The next one up that I want to talk about is palette number 33919, and this one is called Shimmer the Night Away, and it looks like this. And when you're looking at this one pretty much dead on, it will instantly remind you of some of the previous palettes that Wet n Wild has brought out. And the first thing that came to my mind once I had this in my hand and I was looking at it up close, the first thing that I thought of was the trio that's called Don't Steal My Thunder, and it looks like this. I will open that up for you. So there are those three colors in the Don't Steal My Thunder, and if I put this side by side, you pretty much get the same exact colors. I have swatched them out just to make sure that the shadings are pretty similar. You get a kind of shimmery brow bone color, which is right here. You get this, so I actually swatched it this way. So here is the shimmery white, the pink, the light lavender. Here is the silver. Here is that purple, which is kind of iridescent almost. And then you have the black with some shimmer. You have this light purple here. And then you have a deeper black with even more shimmer in it. And then you have this blue, which is probably the standout color in it because it's a blue with shimmer. And immediately this blue reminded me a lot of the single eyeshadow in Stage Dive. So I was really pressed to swatch these side by side to see if in fact they are exactly the same. And actually they are slightly different. Here is the brand new one, and here is Stage Dive. So they are a tad bit different. The new one is a little bit lighter. Stage Dive is a little darker in blue and has way more glitter in it. So this is the Shimmer the Night Away. There are the swatches of it. Now this color right here is the iridescent kind of purple one, and it is exactly the same as this purple here in the I'm Feeling Retro. So if you have the I'm Feeling Retro, you already have, you already have this purple right there. If you already have Don't Steal My Thunder, you pretty much have this one, and this one. And then this black one, the deeper black with a lot of the shimmer, is mixed throughout most of the different palettes that you have or trios that you have. So you definitely probably could pass unless you just had your eye on this guy right here, this blue. And I will swatch it on my finger. So there it is, kind of swatched out on my finger. And I will do a side by side with Stage Dive. So there is Stage Dive, and there is that blue. And some people might say that they're fairly similar. So this one is another one where I'm not sure that everything in here is totally limited edition. Okay? And the very last one, and the one that I think everybody has had their eyes on. Give me a minute. I'm going to clean my hand so that we can swatch this one together. Wipe off my arm. And the very last one that everyone pretty much wants is 33917. And this one is called Sparkle Till Morning. And it looks like this. And I think this teal right here really is the star of the palette. It makes your eyes gravitate directly to it because you see it and it's new. You haven't seen that color in any of the previous Wet n Wild trios or 8-pan palettes. What I did was, when I opened this little grouping kind of right here reminded me of the little limited edition trio that Wet n Wild brought out called the Gilded Age. And I know that some people were not able to get that because it did not come to their area. But there is the Gilded Age, and it looks like this. And I'm going to compare some of the colors from here and the colors here. So this very first one is like a really pretty creamy yellow. And I'm going to swatch these without any primer. And so there is that very first color. It's kind of shimmery. Across from there is this kind of peachy brow bone color, and I'm going to swatch that one right next to it. So there is that. The next one in here is this nice matte beige color that could be used as a great transitional color, and it kind of gives off like a golden undertone to it. So that is that one. The next one across from it is this guy right here, and it's kind of like a bronzy color. And there, that one is swatched on my arm. The next one is this kind of orange toned one right here, and it's kind of coppery. So there is that one. The next one is definitely a matte right here. Another great transitional color. And it has a little, just a tad bit of a shimmer to it. More satiny. So there is that one. And then, of course, now the star of the show. This guy right here. And it's beautiful. And there is that one. And then the very last one is like a brown with some shimmer. Kind of almost has that, like, that beauty mark thing going on. And we've seen that in, I'd have to look back, I think it's almost like this color here in the Comfort Zone. Kind of reminds you of this. And it looks like this. So this palette is the Sparkle Till Morning, and these are the swatches of it. And I'm now going to take a look at this brow bone color from the Gilded Age, which I think is this guy right here. Okay, so the brow bone color and this golden color are actually, put them side by side, is here and here. The only thing that is different is this crease color in the Gilded Age. It's like, it is definitely different. It's not the same. and it is swatched right there. So all in all, when I'm looking at these palettes, they are gorgeous. They run $4.99. If you didn't have some of these colors in your collection, it would be worth you going out to purchase them. If you missed out on anything, you should get them. But if you have the majority of the Wet n Wild trios and 8-pan palettes, you pretty much have quite a few of these colors. But just because we know that everyone's going to rant and rave about them and they're going to do well, and excuse me, when you go out to look for them, you're probably not going to find them because all your stores will be sold out. So if you get a chance to get it, just go ahead and get it. Add it to your collection, because you know if you go on eBay, it is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Okay guys, I know that was quick, fast, not a whole lot to really dive into because these are colors that you probably already own. So the few standouts, I hope that I was able to cover those and at least give you some fair enough swatches so that you know whether or not you would like to purchase these whenever they arrive in your stores. Okay guys, take care and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.